upstate New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Green Bay Packers. And we are underway in Buffalo. Returning it, Isaiah McKenzie. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's the first carry of the game for Zach Moss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Here's Allen. They'll roll him out right. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So, Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back, and he's able.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Flush to his right. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver, that time to want to get in there and bring him down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra.
And now off to the races, down the right side. 20.
Nothing less, baby.
Touchdown, Packers.
Well, Devontae Adams, he's a great volume receiver. Here, he's able to do some pretty nifty work after the catch.
And that should serve as a big warning to this defense. They know now that they have to stick close to these receivers because they have the ability to break games wide open after the catch. And that one wound up in the end zone.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead.
Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gain there for the Bills.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On first down, Allen eluding the pressure right. He's got the hook up with Diggs. Touchdown, Bills. Stephon Diggs, 33 yards. And the Bills are an extra point away from taking the lead. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. Rodgers on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. From the 39, Rodgers. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. 2 yards.
All tied up, 6-6. Our score after one.
The score tied at 6-6.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw here's incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
2nd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
But this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Bills are going to get the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Play action. Now it's Allen. And finding Emmanuel Sanders here. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big play here for Buffalo.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Packers are going to take over here up near the 40. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Slant to Adams. And some room to maneuver. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down. Rodgers now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And it's a Packers touchdown.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Robert Tonyan.
A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Rodgers will throw for it, and that's caught at the 2. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the three-point shot. People were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Chris Barnes.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And Crosby puts it through, and that will extend their lead here to 17-6. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Allen. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Allen, a final shot before break. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.